Recalled experiences of death, or REDS for short.
It was my first day as a doctor. I was, I think, justifiably terrified. I had a second-year resident who was supervising me, who promised me that he would cover my back and be present throughout the entire 36-hour period. So I went up, I introduced myself to this patient, and the patient's eyes rolled up in the back of his head, and he fell back onto the bed lifeless. So I dove on his chest, I started CPR, and initiated resuscitation practice. Eventually, his wife showed up, and the nurse came in and said, "Will you please talk with the wife? I'll shock the patient if he rearrests." So I went out and talked to her and was not very optimistic in my discussion with her. About 11:30, his lunch showed up. Well, I hadn't had breakfast and I hadn't had lunch, so I went ahead and ate his lunch. Finally, about 1:30 in the afternoon, he finally stabilized, had a return of pulse, and that pulse was stable. The patient had a very rocky course, was in the hospital about a month after this. And on the last day, I walked into his room. He said, "Tom, please sit down, shut the door." And I did that, and I said, "Well, what can I do for you?" And he said, "I had an experience during this arrest that has been bothering me for a month, and I need your help." He then explained that he had left his body, and he explained everything that I had done, that I was doing CPR, the shocks. He followed me down the hallway to my discussion with his wife, and he said, "You know, I thought you were pretty pessimistic about my options, and you should have been more optimistic, Dr. Aufderheide." He said, "And if that wasn't bad enough, you ate my lunch." So that all was a insight for me, but then he really said something that got my attention. And he said, "And I thought it was unusual that here I was dying in front of you, and you were feeling sorry for yourself because your second-year resident had left you alone and wasn't supervising you." Now, I had never verbalized that embarrassing thought to anyone, but he told me what I thought, and that really got my attention.